Hello and welcome to GameRules.com. My name is Mark, and today I'm going to teach you how to play I Want My Teeth Back. This game, designed for young children and families, is for 2 to 4 players, and in it, players are trying to collect teeth for their meef. Their meef have lost all their teeth, and players will collect cards and spend them wisely in order to spin the spinner and win some teeth. Let's dive in and see what it's all about. To set up the game, each player gets a meef board, and this is where they will put their tooth collection. There is a landing board that will go out in the middle of the table, a spinner that will get passed player to player, and then you'll want your pile of teeth within reach of all the players. And we'll also have the 57 card deck shuffled and placed face down as the draw pile. Each player is going to start the game with no cards in their hand. Now let's take a look at the deck real quick. We have 4 different kinds of teeth cards, and how you play these cards will determine your ability to spin the spinner. And spinning the spinner determines how many teeth you're going to be able to pull from the landing board. And of course, the objective of the game is to be the first player to get 12 teeth back on your meef. So we have our different types of tooth cards, and you'll see that how you collect and play those will determine your spins. There are add teeth cards. As soon as these cards are drawn, they must be played, and these force you to add teeth to the landing board. And then we have spin cards, and when these cards are played, you get to spin the spinner that many times. So 2 spins, 3 spins, or 4 spins. So the main engine for the game, getting teeth to your meef, is through the spinner. Let's go ahead and get this deck shuffled up and begin play so you can see how that all comes together. The game begins with 2 teeth on the landing board, as well as the entire deck of cards face down. The player who goes first will begin their turn by drawing a card. And again, if it's one of the placement cards, they'll have to automatically play it and place the teeth on the landing board. This player drew a 4-spin card. Any cards drawn become part of your hand, and your hand stays face out in front of you on the table. That player can now choose to use that card, or they can choose to keep it and pass their turn. If a player draws a placement card, they must place that number of teeth on the landing board, and then if they want, they're able to play a card from their hand. Of course, if they don't have any, then they're unable to play. So our player here drew the spin 4 card, and they're going to go ahead and play it. So that card is placed in the discard pile, and then they get to spin the spinner 4 times. So let's go ahead and have the player do their first spin. If the pointer points into the red zone, nothing happens. If the pointer points at one of the blue tooth sections of the spinner, that player gets to collect all of the teeth that are in the landing zone. That means that the more teeth that are on the landing zone or the landing mat, the more lucrative it is for the player to spin the spinner. So let's say the spinner did their first spin and they landed in red, nothing happens, they get 3 more spins. This time it did land in the blue section, so they collect the teeth. And anytime the landing mat is cleared, 2 more teeth are added. The teeth are placed on their mat. And of course, you can put them in numerical order if you want. And they get 2 more spins. Red. And red. Okay. And that ends their turn. The next player then goes and they drew a normal tooth card. So here's how it works with teeth cards. Players will have to decide when to spend their tooth cards. So if you drew and you had 1 in your collection, 1 in your hand, then if you wanted to spend it, you would put 1 on the discard pile and you would get 1 spin. However, if you save up your cards, you will be able to cash in for more spins. Cashing in a 2 of a kind allows you to get 3 spins. And cashing in a 3 of a kind allows you to get 5 spins. So here's where your choices are to be made. Are you going to spend your cards as soon as you get them? Or are you going to hold off and try to get these combinations of 2 of a kind or 3 of a kind? So for that player's turn, they're going to go ahead and just keep the 1 card that they drew. We'll put that over here to the right. We'll shuffle these back in. And then that would end their turn. They chose not to cash in that card. So now we're back to our first player. So they go ahead and draw. They get a placement card. That puts 1 tooth on the landing mat. And they don't have any cards to play, so their turn is over. Player 2 gets to go again over here. Placement card. And they're going to go ahead and try to get 1 spin to collect those teeth. And they got it. So they would get to collect 4 teeth, replace those with 2 more, and they would put those on their meef and end their turn. Play like that continues until one player has filled up their entire meef with teeth. The first player to do so wins the game. And that's how to play I Want My Teeth Back. As you can see, it's a very simple game, perfect for teaching certain game mechanisms to young children, getting them into the gaming hobby, and I mean, you have to admit, spinning a spinner is pretty fun, especially if you're young or young at heart. If you'd like to see how to play more board games, I've got a playlist for you right here. And if you'd like to support the channel, be sure to hit subscribe, ring the bell, and give the video a thumbs up, especially if you found it helpful. If you'd like to go the extra mile, you could leave a comment down below. All of those things really help us out. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep on playing.